Today we will round decimals using a number line. Well, what is rounding? Rounding is when we make numbers easier for us to use by using a number close to the number that's easier for us to use. Okay? Today we're going to be using number lines, and a number line makes it really easy to see because we're going to use the number that is closest on the number line. As a general rule of thumb, if the number is the neighbor, the number next door to the number that we're rounding, is 5 and up, the number will round up. If that neighbor is 4 and down, the number will stay down. So let's look at an example here. Round 2 and 7/10 to the nearest ones place, or whole number. So here's my ones place. Here's my ones place. And here's that neighbor that I'm looking at. 2 and 7/10. Well, the ones place is either going to be 2 or it's going to be 3. Those are my ones digits. Well, 2 and 7/10 is here on a number line. Is it closer to 3 or is it closer to 2? Well, I can see that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7/10 away from 2, and it's 1, 2, 3/10 away from 3. So 2 and 7/10 is closer to this 3. So it's about 3. Sometimes you see these, it's like an equal sign, but it's wavy. That means about or approximately. So 2 and 7/10 is approximately or about 3. Round 2 and 12/100 to the nearest tenth. So I'm looking at the tenths place and its neighbor. Okay, so here I have again the tenths. 2 and 1/10, 2 and 2/10 are my possible choices. And if you need it, you can always use that place value holder to see that 12/100 comes between 10/100 and 20/100. So here I see I'm 2/100 away from 2 and 1/10, and I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8/100 away from 2 and 20/100, or 2 and 2/10. So I would round it to 2 and 1/10 because it's closer to that on the number line. 2 and 12/100 is approximately or about 2 and 1/10. Now let's look at our third problem. Round 4 and 53 thousandths to the nearest hundredth. So here's my hundredths place. Here's my hundredths place. So I'm either rounding to 4 and 5/100 or 4 and 6/100. Well, let's see. I can see on the number line, it's probably very obvious for us now that it's 3 thousandths away from the 5/100, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 thousandths away from 6/100. So I can see it's closer to 4 and 5/100. 4 and 5/100. That means it's approximately 4 and 5/100. Sometimes we round because, let's say we're out and about and we only have a certain amount of money on us. Well, we need to know if we can cover the bill and things like that. If we round, sometimes it makes it easier for us. When using a number line, we're always going to round to the number that it's closest to. Let's go ahead and look at our problem set. Let's look at our problem set. Round each decimal to the nearest tenth using a number line. 59 and 14 hundredths. So I'm looking at that 1 to see, does it stay a 1 or does it round up to a 5? Does it stay a 1, or I'm sorry, does it round up to a 2? Does it round up to a 2? So here we can also use that place value holder, and I see that this would be 59 and 11 hundredths, 59 and 12 hundredths, 59 and 13 hundredths, 59 and 14 hundredths. And that's where I would put my point. Well, I see that I'm 1, 2, 3, 4 tick marks away here. I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tick marks away here. So I would round to 59 and 1/10. 59 and 14 hundredths rounded to the nearest tenth is 59 and 1/10. Let's round this to the nearest tens place. So I'm either going to round this up to a 9 or it's going to stay an 8. We're rounding 3 and 86 hundredths. So I'm going to put that place value holder just so that I know and it's easier for me to see. We have 3 and 81 hundredths, 3 and 82 hundredths, 3 and 83 hundredths, 3 and 84 hundredths, 3 and 85 hundredths, 3 and 86 hundredths. So that's where I am. I'm 1, 2, 3, 4 tick marks away here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tick marks away here. So that tells me I want this 3 and 9/10 to be what I round to. I'm going to round it up. Rounded to the nearest tenth is 3 and 9/10. Round each decimal to the nearest hundredth using the number line. So here's my hundredths place. And I'm going to decide, does that 3 stay a 3 or does it round up to a 4? Does that 3 stay a 3 or does it round up to a 4? I'm going to use my place value holder just so that way I can see the number a little more clearly. Here we have 8 and 131 thousandths, 8 and 132 thousandths, 8 and 133 thousandths, 8 and 134 thousandths, 8 and 135 thousandths, 8 and 136 thousandths, 8 and 137 thousandths. Hopefully we can see I'm only 1, 2, 3 away here, so this is going to be my answer. 8 and 14 hundredths is what 8 and 137 thousandths would round to if I'm rounding to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so we're going to round 53 and 954 thousandths. We're going to decide that hundredths place, does that stay a 5 or does it round up to a 6? Use my place value holder here. We have 53 and 951 thousandths, 53 and 952 thousandths, 53 and 953 thousandths, 53 and 954 thousandths, 53 and 900, oh, we already got there. So we're right here. I see I'm 1, 2, 3, 4 away. Here I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away. So I'm going to round to 53 and 95 hundredths. 53 and 95 hundredths is what 53 and 954 thousandths would round to if I'm rounding to the nearest hundredths place. Remember, we're looking at rounding, and rounding means we round to a number that's close to it using the given place value that they give us.